Hi, friends. Welcome to Blossoming with Izzy. Today we are with Megan. She is a local EMT, and we are going to dive into something incredibly personal, but yet very important. Megan, will you just go ahead and introduce yourself and who you are?
Hi, so my name is Megan. I've been in EMS going on 11 years now. I've been back with AMR for about a year and a half now, right here in the city of Syracuse.
Okay, perfect. What made you kind of want to get into healthcare? Mm,
So my siblings and I were brought up kind of in a household of first responders. Our dad was an EMT, became a firefighter, served as a chief. So we were kind of brought up in a firehouse.
yeah,
So seeing all the different aspects, I really liked the EMS side more.
yeah.
And so before I graduated high school, I actually got my New York State certification to become an EMT.
Okay, that's amazing. So you've been an EMT for a year, or you just been working with AMR for a year?
Back with AMR for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
I've had my New York State certification going on 11 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big jump between 1 and 11. Do you think that you want to go on to being a paramedic or
Yeah, eventually I would like to get my ALS certification.
I get it. I know a little bit, about that field. I've been a nurse for 6 years now, so I
Mhm.
kind of familiar with the healthcare field. I get it. Um, I just lost my train of thought. Sorry.
You're good.
Okay. So you are the founder of Team Code Green Syracuse
Yes.
here. Would you mind elaborating what Code Green? Can I redo that? Sorry, my nerves are getting me. Okay, so you are the founder of Team Code Green here in Syracuse. Would you mind telling me what Team Code Green is?
Yeah, absolutely. So I started Team Code Green Syracuse in 2017. It's just a team of local first responders from all of Onondaga County, Oswego County. We have some friends up from Jefferson County. And we all just walk together every year in the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk. We've walked in Watertown, Rome, and Syracuse's walks. Generally, every year we do Syracuse's right at Long Branch Park.
Okay.
And so we all just got together to walk for suicide prevention and mental health awareness, specifically for first responders.
Okay, that's amazing. I just kind of feel a little, personal effect to that. My dad's a police officer, and I have a lot of family members that are also in SPD. So I
Mhm.
think that that's really amazing. Would you mind sharing, the story how you became the founder of this organization?
Yes. So I myself have had struggles with mental health from anxiety to just being so depressed and not really knowing where to go after I've had some really difficult calls. And so in 2017, one of the deputies in Oswego County that I was so fortunate to work alongside of, he actually passed by suicide. And it was a shock to a lot of us because not only was he a deputy for Oswego, but he was a United States Army veteran and he served in Iraq. And looking back, the signs were there. And, hindsight's 2020, but we're like, what do we do now? And so I came up with this idea once I found out about the CNY chapter for the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. And I just thought, I might be one person, but maybe I can start the path because I was very much brought up in the culture in EMS and firefighting that, like, this is what you signed up for, suck it up, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And we saw firsthand that that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And so, in forming Team Code Green Syracuse, it kind of opened the door to start talking about it.
Yeah. Mhm. So you are the founder, and I follow along with your page. You host
Yeah.
fundraisers, and I want to get into all of that. But you were mentioning the walks. You just
Mhm.
did an overnight out of the darkness walk. What is an overnight out of the darkness walk?
So the AFSP has an overnight walk every year in a different state. This year's was Chicago, Illinois. And I saw that and I was like, you know what? I've never been to Chicago. This will be my first overnight walk.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It was actually my 15th walk for the AFSP. But I traveled to Chicago and the overnight walk is anywhere from 15 to 17 miles, and you
Wow.
yeah, and you
I
literally
I
walk
guess I didn't know
overnight,
that. Mhm.
um,
In the dark.
in the dark
Just
with, thousands of people who are all there for the same reason to
mhm.
to bring awareness to this cause.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
every year it's held once a year and it's in a different place every year. What
Yep.
are some places that you've done these walks?
So this was my first overnight walk.
Oh, okay.
But locally we have many chapters in CNY,
Yeah.
so anywhere it's really every county has a walk.
Okay.
Some colleges also do campus walks, which is super fun.
Mhm.
I know like Jefferson Community College just had theirs a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
so it's really fun.
That's amazing. The overnight walk. How did you kind of I know that this was your first time. You haven't been to Chicago, the first overnight walk you've done. What were the steps leading up to it? Go into a little bit the process of leading up to going
So,
into things like this.
um, in order to qualify
Mhm.
to even go, you sign up and you basically wait for the location. They do the location announcement, and then you can register. Once you're registered, you have to qualify, so you have to raise at least $1,000. Once you
Okay.
hit that goal, you're in.
Okay.
And then you can continue fundraising for like travel expenses, your hotel, all of that fun stuff. And so my goal was like, okay, I want to qualify,
Mhm.
but I don't want it to just be like, oh, okay, Megan's trying to go to Chicago. I wanted to do something that could also bring people together.
Yeah.
And so I reached out to Juliana at Urine Ivy Events and I
Mhm.
was like, hey, every Wednesday we go line dancing at Middle Ages, which is so
Which I do
fun.
wanna get into,
Oh
but
my
yes.
gosh, it is
Mhm.
such a fun time.
Mhm.
And Greg, the instructor, we actually went to high school together.
Oh,
Um,
perfect.
yeah, and he is
Mhm.
also a veteran.
Oh,
So this cause is like very close for both of us.
yeah.
But talking with them, and I was like, what do you think about us doing like another line dance fundraiser?
Mhm.
We could do it on a Wednesday night. And Juliana was like, absolutely, we're in. And so we worked with Isaac at Middle Ages and we did a Boots at the Brewery Go Green for Mental Health. That was our
Mhm.
first fundraiser for this season.
Yeah.
It was such a good turnout. We actually had broken the attendance record that night. There was 221 people that showed
Oh, I
up for
just got
this.
chills. That's amazing.
And so we had a representative from the CNY chapter for the
Mhm.
AFSP come out, and she had a table set up and we were about halfway through, and of course we're keeping tabs on like, okay, are we at the qualification yet? Like how far away are we? We
Yeah.
had vendors come out and they donated, which was amazing. Um, but about halfway through, Kara came over and she goes, hey, how do you feel? I said, I'm just overwhelmed,
Yeah.
but I'm so grateful. And she goes, well, great, you're going to Chicago. And it was then that I realized, like, hey, I'm in. I
Yeah.
qualified. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Oh,
So
okay.
that was incredible.
Surreal. I
It absolutely was.
yeah.
We did a few more fundraisers after that. Christy at North Star Nutrition was
Mhm.
like,
Love
let's
her.
do a
Love
pop
her.
up event.
Mhm.
And so we did. We had permanent jewelry, we had fun drinks. A lot of people came out to support. And that was in North Syracuse. We had a group of people come all the way from Ithaca just
Wow.
to come out to support that. So
Mhm.
that just absolutely, there was no words to describe the feeling.
Yeah. Do you yourself share about your fundraising events or how does how can you spread awareness about, Team Code Green and
So I have my social media accounts
mhm.
that I share it on. Um, I also just want to say like Team Code Green Syracuse isn't just for first responders.
Yeah.
It's for our veteran friends and our family members and honestly people that just want to come out and support us. It costs nothing to join us.
Yeah.
All you have to do is show up.
It's amazing. And like I said, it's just so near and dear to my heart. It truly is. And I watched plenty of videos and I've been following along and I think what you're doing is amazing. I
Thank
feel like
you.
it's really, really, really important.
Mm,
Before we dive in, because I do want to ask you some questions centered around mental health.
mm,
Um, just basically, I a little bit again, I get more about you. I love that you do the line dancing thing.
mm.
And I saw that you were hosting or you had a gala too.
Yes,
That
we
seemed
had
great.
a Western themed gala over at Sharky's in Liverpool.
Mhm.
And that was super fun. We all got to dress up and put our boots on and just come together for another night just under the pavilion. It was so fun.
Yeah. Do you do Did you do line dancing before this, or was this, like, all new to you?
So I actually started line dancing about a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
Greg, who I went to high school with, was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I teach line dancing lessons on Thursday nights at Tin Rooster.
Yeah.
I think you would love this. You should come out one night." And so I was like, "Okay." Like I had I'd seen line dancing, when I was in college, down in Newburgh. So I
Yeah.
was like, "Okay, let's see if I remember any of this."
Yeah.
That was 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Um, so I was looking up on TikTok like new line dances,
Yeah.
and I learned a few of them. And I just remember getting there that night and I was like, I don't know anybody besides Greg.
Yeah.
I know two whole dances, but let's go,
Yeah.
right? And everyone was so welcoming.
Mhm.
And they're like, you know what? We're going to call it the steps and
Yeah.
we're going to get it. And that night I was like, you know what? Maybe this is what I needed. Maybe
Yeah.
this was
A nice little
meant to be.
outlet for you,
Absolutely.
something you enjoy. Good.
So, since then, they've brought it to Syracuse on Wednesday nights at Middle Ages,
Yeah.
and they have line dancing on Saturdays at Kegs in Jordan. And my son has even gotten into it.
Oh,
He's
good.
8, and he just
I just saw a
he
post
has a
that you were
great
in
time.
Nashville or something.
So yeah, there is a little bar called Nashville's. It's in
Oh.
Henrietta, out by
Oh,
Rochester.
not actual
No.
Nashville. Got it, but I didn't know
Not
that. That's
yet.
nice.
But yeah, they had like a little line dance competition that
Mhm.
our friends were participated in, and we wanted to just go out and support them. Aaron is actually also a veteran, and our friend Jordan was competing for the first time, so we drove down to support them, and he got to go out there and show off, and he had a great time.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. So you're a mom, you work in healthcare. What hours do you work?
So we joke that we have a princess schedule.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm Monday through Friday, but I am 3 a.m. to 11 a.m.
So did you just get out of work today before coming on here?
Thankfully, I had today off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that's amazing. You
thank
wear
you.
a lot of hats. You're doing amazing things in the community. And besides line dancing, how else do you kind of cope, focus on yourself and your mental health and prioritize yourself?
So I'm very fortunate that I am part of our peer support team. So it's given me a lot of skills that I can also use, not only like for my coworkers, but for myself. Healthy coping ways, and really just touching on all of the pieces for wellness.
Okay.
I really just enjoy line dancing because it gets you out, it gets you
Yeah.
moving, and for those couple of hours, you're just there, you're with your friends, you're with your line dance family, and that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing else really going on up in my noggin.
Yeah. I
So,
do have to say, I attended one line dancing at Jammers. It was catastrophe for me. I was like, I'll try it again. I definitely want to try it again, and I've been wanting to go to Middle Ages to try it
mhm.
because I love it, and I think it looks so fun. I love watching everybody's videos, and
Mm.
I have seen those two guys that are brothers or
The
something.
twins,
The
the
twins.
Nolan twins.
Holy! I went to high
Yeah,
school with them. They were younger than me, but
really.
I went, and then somebody said, "Oh yeah, we went to high school with them," and I was like, "No way! I recognize them, but they're amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
My son absolutely adores them. I
Oh,
remember the first time I brought my son to Kegs, he was just so astonished. He's like, "Mom, look." I
I
was like,
know.
"Yeah, they're twins." He's like, "No, they're real cowboys." I was like, "Yeah. Yeah, they are."
I'll never forget seeing them. I actually did a TikTok of my experience of trying it for the first time, and I think in every video my jaw was to the ground, like watching how, because it's not easy.
Some of them
It's not easy at
are
all.
so intense.
Mhm.
Yeah, my son likes to do the church clap. That's his favorite dance,
Uh-huh.
and he will put himself right in between those two boys, and for a minute the twins become the triplets, and
Mhm.
it is so funny. But even for him, like a year ago, he was really struggling like socially to kind of come
Mhm.
out of his shell,
Mhm.
and so we went line dancing, and now we get there and he's like, "Bye mom, see ya." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And he will be right there with Kevin and Brian, and I'm like, "All right, he's in good hands."
Perfect. I
Mhm.
love that. It's a good little outlet
Absolutely.
for you both.
Mhm.
It's really nice. I love that. I'm going to pull out some questions because I do want to just talk a little bit more about mental health, especially in first responders, and kind of go a little bit more in depth if that's
Absolutely.
okay. My first question for you: why do you think first responders are at a higher risk for mental health struggles?
Um, I believe that it's because there's kind of a lack of resources for us right now.
Hmm.
People will say, "Oh, well, you can just go to therapy." There are not a lot of what we call trauma informed therapists in our area. One, just in our area,
Yeah.
but two, that accept our insurance through our different workplaces.
Hmm.
We have a different insurance than, say, SPD or the county has. So, trying to find trauma informed counselors and psychiatrists, it can be very difficult.
Yeah.
But also just to take that step to say, hey, I'm struggling,
Hmm.
I need help. There's always been a stigma around it.
Yeah.
And I think we're just trying to continue to work on bringing that stigma to an
Yeah.
end.
Why do you think there is such a stigma around mental health?
I just think it's something that really in the past 10 years hasn't really been talked about.
Yeah.
It's oh, okay, well, everyone gets a little bit sad sometimes, or everyone gets a little bit anxious sometimes. And this is not that.
Yeah. Kind of just
And so to
brush it off. Yeah.
recognize it and be able to say, wait, no, this isn't 10 years ago when we were brought up in that culture of, we call it the suck it up culture.
Yeah.
And to start making that change, we are seeing a curve. So it's nice to know that things like this are making a difference.
Yeah. Along the line of this, and I know that sources resources are very limited. What are available?
So we, through our employee wellness program, we have a few trauma informed counselors.
Hmm.
Our employee wellness and our EAT program, we call it at AMR, allows us up to 10 sessions
Hmm.
per year that are free of charge
Okay.
for us. So if we are going through crisis, we have our peer support team, we have our employee wellness team. We also have a critical incident stress management team. And our team works alongside of like Syracuse Fires, City Police, the county. We all have teams and we all come together when we have a critical incident. We also have a few different places right here that we can seek help, not just first responders, but for everybody. St. Joseph's has their CPAP program at both upstate locations. They both have psychiatry. Right now, Krause Hospital is the only one that doesn't have psychiatry. And then there are Helio Health locations that are inpatient and outpatient.
Okay. You have a wealth of knowledge about this, and that's amazing. I
Thank
think
you.
it's really amazing. What are some common misconceptions about mental health and first responders?
The first one is that if you are struggling, asking for help makes you weak. Um, it absolutely does not. It takes so much strength and resilience to step up and say, hey, maybe this affected me more than I let on. Or, hey, I'm not coping with this as well as I thought I could,
Yeah.
and I need help. And it
Mhm.
might not just be like, okay, I'm having a crisis right now, but hey, I'm not sleeping well, or this is still constantly on my mind. What can I do? How do I get through this?
Mhm.
And it takes so much strength to just be able to say, "Hey," and take a step back and say, I need help."
Yeah. You mentioned earlier when you were talking about who was your partner, or you
Um
just worked alongside him?
I worked alongside of him. Ian worked for the Oswego County Sheriff's
Yes.
Office. And I worked local EMS in the county. So his area that he worked, we call them zones. His zone was within my district that I worked
Okay.
on the ambulance. So I was very fortunate to get to go on a
Yeah.
lot of calls with him.
You mentioned that there were kind of some signs that
Yeah,
he was showing. Would you mind sharing with listeners kind of some signs just for awareness, what to look
absolutely.
out for?
So Ian was a very very funny person. He was outgoing. He was the one that you were gonna hear him before you saw him. And so before his passing, he got quiet. and that was not like Ian.
Yeah.
Um, Even on calls, like, very short to the point answers, there was no more joking around, almost I wouldn't say irritable, but pretty close. Um, he used to come around, we used to all go get ice cream together or Red Bulls because caffeine just solves all of the
Runs in
problems.
our healthcare blood. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
and so I just started kinda seeing him less and less,
Mhm.
and even the people that worked in his zone kind of took notice to it as well, but we just were like, "Oh, maybe he's going through something. Maybe he needs some space."
Yeah.
And we now know hindsight, 2020, that maybe space was not what he needed.
Mhm. How can someone start a conversation, do you think, with someone that you think might be struggling?
I think a lot of people are nervous to bring up the topic. I will say from my experience that if you're bringing it up, there's a reason. There's some inkling, there's something in the back of your head that's saying, hey,
Yeah.
this is not like them. Something is going on.
Mhm.
And I think people are nervous to maybe offend them,
Mhm.
but just saying, hey, how are you really doing?
Yeah.
I've noticed that you're a little more withdrawn, or I noticed that you're not as active in these activities as you usually were.
Mhm.
Like, is there something going on? Is there something that you want to talk about? And if you don't want to talk about it with me, that's fine. Is there something that I can help you with?
Yeah.
Is there something you want to look into to get that help?
Mhm.
I think just being straightforward with it and not beating around the bush, just saying, hey, this is what I've noticed,
Yeah.
there are people here that want to support you, that care for you, and just reassuring them that it might not feel okay right now. It might not feel okay a couple weeks from now, but we're here. Someone is here.
Yeah. If someone listening today is silently struggling, what would you want to tell them? What would is something that you think that they should hear?
Something that they should know is that it is absolutely okay to ask for help. It does not make you a weak person. It does not make you any lesser of a person. It takes so much strength to realize within yourself that you are struggling and to speak up, um, for them just to know that they're not alone.
Mhm.
It may absolutely feel like it, but you're not alone. There are so many people that care,
Mhm.
that truly care, and they want to see you get better. And so if you are struggling right now, please know that there is help available. There are people that will listen. Um, there is a number that you can call, not just if you're in crisis. It is the National Crisis Line, but even if you're just looking for resources within your area or you want to have a conversation and you're not really sure, you can call 988 and there is someone on the other end that is going to pick up.
Mhm. Well, I find everything that you're doing so amazing,
Thank you.
and the story behind it is just so touching. And my heart goes out to you truly.
Thank you.
And this experience, I know I could just tell that you've blossomed into the person you are today because of this experience. And I'm so thankful that you were able to share today. And I hope a lot of people resonate and this will reach out to a lot of people.
Thank you.
Is there anything else that, you feel like is important to share, and or anything else that you would like to mention?
So coming up in October, it's gonna be October 10th, it's a Saturday, is our Syracuse Liverpool Out of the Darkness walk. And like I said, we walk in it every year. Um, Even if you are not a first responder, even if you are not a veteran, if you are seeing this and you want to just come out to see what it's about, come walk with us.
Mhm.
We are an open door. Come join us. It costs nothing to register, it costs nothing to walk. And I just feel like it's just an amazing event that really brings the community together.
Yeah. Is there a place, do you accept donations for anything? A
So
place people could go?
we have a team page. If you type in um AFSP, American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, walks and you type in Syracuse, it'll bring you to the page and you can actually type in Team Code Green Syracuse and it will bring you to our team page.
Okay.
You are able to make a donation there and you are able to register and join our team right there, all in one place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I This story was amazing, and I truly like, even from a personal standpoint, just because I see it,
Mhm.
my family, my dad, and even not just my family that are directly in the police force, but even how families can be affected. And
Absolutely.
you know knowing, is there any support for kind of families, do you think, that
Yeah,
are might be kind of needing help, you
absolutely.
know
So within our employee wellness program, not only does that cover 10 sessions for us, the employee, but it also covers our family members. So if you have a spouse, a child who you are thinking maybe it would be beneficial to them,
hmm
that's an option.
okay.
Also, uh, as far as assistance, um, Upstate Hospital, being that they are a children's hospital, they do have pediatric psychology.
Okay.
So they have resources. There are other resources, especially for pediatric or adolescents available, which is really great. We've been seeing a lot more
hmm
for pediatrics. So Liberty Resources has things available for kids, which is excellent
Amazing.
because 5, 10 years ago there wasn't really anything for them.
Yeah. I really appreciate you sharing your journey
Thank you.
with us. If you resonated with this story, or if you are worried and you have any concerns, I hope that you can take this episode and really, you know, understand that there are resources, that you're not alone in this world, and that mental health is very important. And it's very important to kind of recognize, the importance behind this for anybody, not just first responders, like you said.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for being on today. I really appreciate you coming on Blossoming with Izzy.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.